What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 13, and as we're looking at the calendar here, you'll see there are two fixtures that you haven't actually watched on this channel. I was recording gameplay, and basically the file corrupted, and I didn't have that footage again. And rather than play the games again and sort of go against the ethos of the realistic vibe, I thought I'll just report on the games. Because I wouldn't want to play those games again and then have different outcomes, have different points totals. So I thought I'd just be straight with you guys. You didn't miss much. I'll be honest. Oh my gosh. Tottenham, Antonio Conte's men came to the City ground and beat us 3-0. And then following that, we got a 4-1 thumping on the south coast. Brighton absolutely handing us a drubbing. So two more defeats. We're still 5 points clear above the drop zone. We're now sat in 15th though, so a bit of a precarious position, but we need to start turning things around before we're looking over our shoulder. Going into the first game of this episode, Brentford at home. Brian Mbeumo is hot in form. He has 4 in his last 3. We're going with the same 11. I back this team. It will work eventually. Well, it's not been a great start. Oh, God. Do you know what? Dean Henderson's actually been pretty consistent all season, so I will allow a mistake. It's off character. 8 minutes in, a corner comes in, and the Dane, Christian Norgard, scores his first goal of the season with a header. He just wanders into empty space. I'm normally quite good at defending corners, but not this time, and they would make it 1-0. Henderson probably should have saved it, didn't. We move on. 20 minutes later, Lingard would hit the bar. The 30-year-old has been in fantastic form of late, scoring 4 in his last 4, but couldn't make it 5 in 5. He runs through on goal, but hits the bar. In the second half, though, he would make amends, and he would get his 5th in 5. A great finish from the player. He's kept Gibbs White out since the younger of the Cams has returned from injury. He's kept him on the bench because Lingard's been quality, and he scores. He scores after a nice work down the left from Fourier, finds Lingard in space, and he converts for 5 in 5. Brentford will go back on the attack, force Dean into a couple of saves. Brentford did get a big block actually. We tried to make it 2-1 and complete the turnaround, but it was well blocked in the middle. Brennan Johnson's shot getting blocked. They would make it 2-1 with just over 10 minutes to go. Visser and Tony exchanging passes. The former finds the latter in the box and his shot is saved. However, the rebound falls straight to his feet and Visser gives his side the lead once again. That one did sting, I'll be honest. No pun intended. Brentford did make it 3-1 with just a minute to go of regular time. Uruguayan Thiago Borbas scoring the goal that would be the dagger. And another loss. We're not accustomed to winning much, I'll be here. It's been a bit of a rough ride with Forest. We started off the season very well, and now we're struggling. But luckily enough, I think the teams in the bottom 3 are just a bit worse than us. I'll be honest. So even though we're sat in 17th now, 1 place above the drop, it's still a healthy gap. We would reject a bid from Galatasaray for Sam Surridge. The striker wants out, but I'm only going to sell him to a realistic destination. Samuel Schmid, a player in our youth academy, wants out unless we give him a professional contract. So we did that and then put him up for loan. And as you'll see here, we changed tactics for the upcoming game against Villa. Something had to change. Obviously, I'm conceding too many goals. I'm losing games. So something has to change. We can't put in more defenders. So let's play with the tactics. The fullbacks are told to stay back. Lodi and Williams usually bomb on. The back line is narrower and deeper with the hopes that we can stop the goals flooding in and try to play a more conservative game. And we would implement these tactics away at Villa Park, Unai Emery's men. Look at Villa Park, by the way. Oh, the fans, the fire on an evening night. I love it. It looks beautiful. And Emery's men are currently sitting in 6th place in the Premier League and in a scrap for European positions. So this visit to Villa Park would not be an easy one. We roll with the same 11 again, change tactics. Let's hope that we can get something from this game and start to just find a bit of consistency in this season, because that is what we've struggled with, consistency. I know this is our first season in the league, but we need to be... I want to be established in ourselves. I don't want it to take 5, 6, 7 seasons to get into Europe. I want to be in Europe by like the 3rd season, ideally. But before then, let's try and avoid a relegation, and then we'll move on from there. Well, maybe the tactics worked. I played a bit of a boring game in terms of I kept the ball, I was passing it around the back a little bit, holding on to possession, took my chances when they came, and at half time we would be 2-0 up. Johnson making it 1-0. The Welsh wizard once again stretched. It was a stretched finish from a one-use pass, and then Jay Lings, this man cannot be stopped. Call him up to the England squad unless he's retired already. I'm not too sure if he has. That is awkward. He makes it 2-0 on the stroke of half time, his 6th in 6, and we're leading at the break. Going into the second half, and well, obviously you know how we do. We don't keep clean sheets here, do we? No. We concede goals. And that's exactly what happened. Ollie Watkins, with a smart first-time finish to half the deficit, deny us of that elusive first clean sheet of the season. Frustrating this one, actually, because you would have seen Maguire made a sliding tackle in the build-up, but he led with his wrong leg, if that makes sense. The ball was free for a slide tackle. It was the right decision to slide, but with a right leg, like a sweeping right leg tackle. Instead, he went with his left, and there's not much more I can do there. I've implemented the right input of a slide tackle, and the game has just said, nah, we're gonna mess your stuff up. So yeah, anyway, they went through and they made it 2-1. A few saves from both keepers, but Lingard, that man again, he cannot be stopped. 7 in 6 for the playmaker. Vega finds Johnson, back to the Mexican, who spots the run at Lingard through the middle, and attacker on fire bags his second of the game and restores our 2-goal lead. Villa would make it a nervy ending. Ben Yedder make it 3-2 after to be fair, he dispossessed us. We were trying to pass it around the back, and he dispossesses us and puts it comfortably into the corner to make it 3-2. And you would have seen as well, a minute before the end, a misplaced pass from Lodi to Lascelles allows Danny Ings through on goal, with a forward who has support, could have squared it easily for a sweaty goal, wouldn't have judged it. Took the shot quite early, and that was a bit of a weird decision by the forward. I'm happy though, I don't care. It's saved and we win. We see the victory through to ease the pressure and pop us back up to 14th place. That midfield pack, by the way, from like 11th, 12th to 17th, are very, very bunched together. It's a tight group. I'm just glad that the relegation spots aren't in that battle yet. Moving into the third and final game of the episode, and it would be, well, not Jesse Masters Leeds anymore. It's just Leeds. It's Leeds visiting Ellen Road. We take on Leeds, who currently sit in 16th place, 2 places and 3 points behind us. So with our absolutely astronomically awful goal difference and our goals against, a Leeds win will put them level on points with us, but would put them above us on goal difference. More cutscenes pre-match, by the way. Absolutely love these. I love that I have a bust-up with the Leeds manager as well. I want to see that in the game, you know. I want to see stuff. I want to see it boil over, especially if things aren't going our way, or if it's a derby game. But yeah, I loved it. Maguire also seen celebrating the winner. Maybe a premonition, who knows. Going into the game, same 11 as from the win at Villa Park. We went for the same tactics as well, even though we're at home and the impetus is on us. We still wanted to be a bit more conservative and try and get that elusive clean sheet. Could we do it here? Well, Lingard, first chance of the game, saved by a talented youngster in goal, Meslier. I'm a big fan of this keeper. If Leeds go down, I doubt they will this season, but if they were to go down, obviously we've only got Henderson on a loan, so he could be a potential option. I do want to get Henderson on a permanent deal, by the way. Lodi the same. I think Lodi might be a bit more difficult to secure, though. But we'll get into that at the end of the season and into the summer of the next season. Marcus Thuram, the French forward, uses pace to burst through into the box, but Dean saves it well to keep it a 0-0. There were a few chances back and forth. Awonyi headed wide. Johnson curling an effort just wide. And then right at the end, in injury time, like we're trying to pass it around and the AI just takes it off us, and you know when the AI is passing it around, you're just like, oh my god, I'm going to concede. And they actually create a huge chance, but luckily for us, it falls to their centre-back, Pascal Strauch, who is free 12 yards out, but his shot is saved by Henderson, and that would be that. First clean sheet of the season. Yes, that's right, I'll say it again. First clean sheet of the season. It only took 30 league games, my god. Hopefully one of many. we move on from now. There's only 7 games left of the season. Sorry, it took 31 games to get a clean sheet. Oh my gosh. 7 games left of the season. We currently sit 9 points above Bournemouth at the drop. So I do feel comfortable with how we're sitting. I don't think we'll get relegated. We may be leaking goals, but we're scoring a lot as well. We're like the 3rd or 4th highest scorers in the league. But, you know, with 7 games to go, 2 episodes left of this season. Will we stay up? I believe we will, but let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think I should play around with the formation or something as well, maybe with a few games left. Or maybe I want to run a few things, you know. We're keeping so many clean sheets, I want to, you know, take a defender out. But, yeah, anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. That'll be it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, drop it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.